What's up, guys, and welcome to yet another first look at Planet Coaster Console Edition. In this video, we're going to be talking about all things related to flat rides. But if you guys want to skip this one and move on to the next one, where we're going to be talking about facilities, go ahead and click just over there at that little card, and it'll take you right to it. But to get to flat rides, all you have to do is press RB or LB on your controller, and it'll take you right to the little tab here at the bottom. Now, there are a ton of different flat rides to choose from for your parks. And to be honest, I didn't even realize this, but not only did Frontier send me early access, they sent me a deluxe edition early access. So I have the Magnificent Rides collection as well as the Classic Rides collection. So if you guys do get the game and you don't have all of these different types of flat rides in front of you, that is simply just because it is a DLC. I'm assuming they will have purchasable DLC options in the Xbox or Microsoft Store, as well as the PlayStation Marketplace. I don't know, PlayStation Network? I don't know what your storefront is called on PlayStation, so sorry. But we have some really solid contenders here for flat rides. Now, unlike coasters and track rides, flat rides are a much simpler way to get guests into your park. If you're just starting a new park and you just want something to attract a couple of guests, just a handful of them, then using a flat ride is definitely the best method to do that. Even just dropping in a food station or a drink stand of some sort will still attract a handful of guests. Whereas if you were to make a custom coaster or even place down a blueprint coaster, you guys can see here, the queues are just full of people waiting to get on these rides. For just being a little random test park, so I could kind of walk you guys through how to use certain tools, this park's actually doing really well. But let's go through a couple of these rides, shall we? So we have gentle rides right here. These are going to be more of the rides that are geared towards kids or teens or small bebe. Now, if you guys want to access the little sidebar over on the left, from all the testing that I've done, it seems like the only way to actually do this is to grab a ride and back out, and it'll plop you down over there. You could alternatively just hit back, I'm pretty sure, and it'll take you over to that place. But it's definitely weird to get used to that, so it might take some time. Next, we have thrill rides. These are going to be rides with medium to high excitement levels. Definitely very, very good intermediate rides for you to place down. The next one we have is extreme rides. These are the highest amount of excitement, but with high excitement typically comes high fear levels. So all of these rides here, it looks like they have about a 3 to 6.27 on this one. That's extremely high for their fear rating. So definitely make sure you guys are keeping that in mind when you're building your park. You don't want people to be too scared to ride certain things. But with that, now comes the main perk of flat rides. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this one down right here. Some of you, if you're not new to the channel, may recognize this as the very first ride I ever placed down in Planet Coaster. God, man, the memories. All of the memories. So we're going to place an entrance and an exit just really quick so we can get that out of the way. But the unique feature about flat rides is that they have what's called the ride sequence. Now, what this is essentially the animation the ride will perform within, I would call it a ride. So each guest that gets on is going to go through the same sequence and then the ride is over. So here for this ride, of course, you only have the main sequence, but you can also add more of that same animation, or you can even add less. Now, what that's going to do is greatly impact not only your excitement, fear, and nausea, but also the prestige of the ride. We then, of course, have the option to change the color of the ride as well as the operator, and you can even change the music that the ride is going to play as it's in use. Similarly to all of the other videos that we've done on rides thus far, they do have an advanced settings. So I recommend putting this on full load, as that means that once all of the seats on the ride are full up, only then will the ride begin its initial sequence. Whereas if you were to have it on a half load, say you have 4 chairs, for example, only 2 of those chairs would need to fill up before the initial sequence would actually start. So to make sure you're getting as many guests in through the queue as fast as possible, I recommend you leave this on full load. So let's go ahead and choose a ride with different sequences so I can kind of walk you guys through how to set that up. So we know Wild Blue only has 1 animation. We need to find something with multiple animations. The overpower is probably a good one. Quickly place down our entrance and our exit, just kind of wherever. It doesn't really matter for the sake of this test. Next, if we go into the sort of colorization tab here, you can see under ride sequence, we have forward loop, backward dive flips, backward locked, forward dive flips, and then if we add an animation, we'll be able to select that new animations drop down, and you can see just how many different animations this ride has to offer. So what I like to do is set each one up so that they go in order. And I like to use all of the animations for the ride. And there we go. That is every single animation that this ride has to offer now put in a complete sequence. So what we can do at this point is go over to the testing, and we can go ahead and start the test. That's going to load up all of the dummies in here, and we're going to be able to just kick back for a second, watch the dummies go around, and we'll be able to see exactly what each animation does and its effect on the excitement, the fear, and the nausea. Now that I've successfully made all of the test dummies completely vomit all over each other, we now have a nausea rating of 6.42, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I was trying to accomplish with this one. We have an excitement of 3.51 and a fear of 4.97. While I don't think anyone's particularly going to want to ride this one, I'm gonna go ahead and just set it up over here anyways. Go ahead and drop it down right about there, and then let's go into paths. And we can get just a nice simple queue placed down. There we go. Now if we click on the ride one mo again, we can go ahead and open it up. That was the longest sequence for a flat ride I think I've ever accomplished. But it is important that with flat rides you do the same technique that I've talked about in the previous videos, taking that prestige number, dividing it by 35 to get the best possible ticket price that you can. So we're gonna take 507 divided by 35 to get a ticket price of $14.48, $14.48. So we're gonna head over to the finance tab here, and we're gonna bump this up to we'll say $14.50. There we go. The ride is now open, and I think, is it our first? Oh, are they going for it? They're going for it. That dude has some mega balls, dude. This thing makes everyone throw up. It is horribly nauseating. It looks like we have a couple of other people that are ballsy enough to get on this new ride. Oh, did we never, hang on, we never opened up, oh duh, we didn't even have any paths going to it. We'll just leave it on its testing phase on that chairlift right there. That's totally fine. But with this ride now open, I do think that about wraps it up for the flat rides. There are a ton of different ride options. This is simply just one of many, but they all have about the same functionality. Some have many animations, some only have one. You can always add more animations to a sequence to make the ride last longer or the ride duration longer, or you can get rid of certain animations to make the ride duration much shorter. But with that being said, I think I'm going to wind down this video here. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.